Good afternoon. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming here, and it's a pleasure seeing you all at Token 2049. I'm going to talk about crypto regulations, why it's becoming very, very important right now for every project built on different blockchains to comply with regulations, and what Scallop is building, and what Scallop's role in bringing crypto to mass adoption. When it comes to crypto regulations, I mean, we have why banks and regulators are so reluctant to accept crypto, why they are implying us to follow through so many regulations right now, because, well, if you see all the assets, 7,000, 7,500 crypto assets built on Binance or Ethereum, Polygon, AVAX, Solana, well, all the tokens, people who are holding those tokens are anonymous. None of them have done KYC, KYB, no source of funds, no source of wealth, no KYT, and no PEPs, no sanctions, and no travel rules as well, no FATF. And banks and regulators are very, very clear that until and unless, whatever, even the market is down, when people selling crypto, they're stored in USDT. End of the day, if you want to buy a coffee, if you want to buy a grocery or anything, we have to pay in fiat. The so-called crypto cards, everything. They sell crypto and store it in a fiat, in a prepaid card, and then let you buy the goods. But to convert the crypto to fiat, banks will only accept the funds which are past these clear regulations. If they're not passed, they won't accept it. And this is the reason why regulators, countries, and banks realizing, no, there's a lot going on, a lot of rug pulls, a lot of scams, and people are losing money, and we have to make sure that these regulations are enforced on crypto industry so that, funds can be transferred properly into the fiat so that, people can use them in real-time use. And how it will be, what Scallop is building to make sure of the mass adoption is by creating Scallop's own blockchain. So what we have decided is there is no proper infrastructure exists where all these regulatory checks can happen. So we went ahead and created first ever fully regulated blockchain where the core consensus is equipped with core KYC, AML, PEPs, sanctions, KYT, and FATF modules that if a user wants to open a wallet or do any activities inside this blockchain, it's fully regulated. They have to pass through these steps to do any kind of activities on Scallop chain. And it is built on both Tendermint and, sorry, I got confused with the slides. So it's built on both Tendermint and Ethermint. So we are both Cosmos and EVM compatible blockchain. And the core consensus is equipped with core KYT and KYC AML modules. And the way it works is Scallop chain is, it's a Byzantine tolerance system where we provide different kind of regulatory services. For example, if somebody wants to mint a token on Scallop chain, the token becomes a regulated token. That means a token can only be sent and received between two regulated wallets. You can't send these tokens to other wallets. If somebody wants to build on Scallop chain, they have to go through KYB. The directors have to go through KYC, and they have to have AML policy, compliance policy. It's very much like you walk into a bank and try to open a business account or a personal account. So we literally brought all the rules of banking ecosystem on a blockchain, and to create any kind of activities inside this, it's fully regulated. And what happens, like, as I mentioned before, we are EVM compatible blockchain, and you might ask a question, Raj, can we add Scallop chain to MetaMask? Yes, you can add Scallop chain to MetaMask, but you can't send the tokens from Scallop wallet to MetaMask because Scallop chain don't know the address. So for that, user have to log into Scallop wallet, they have to pass through two-factor authentication, and then they have to click a button called whitelist an address, and then it will ask them to connect to MetaMask or Google Chrome or Coinbase wallet or Wallet Connect, and then they can select the address they want to whitelist, and they have to accept several legal policy, terms and conditions. Then that address will be added to the user identity in Scallop chain, and they can send their tokens from Scallop wallet to the MetaMask wallet. But the tokens are in Scallop chain, in MetaMask, not in other chain. How they move the tokens from other blockchain like Ethereum or Binance to Scallop chain is they have to go through something called substation, which is created by Tendermint for Scallop. These are like regulatory modules based inside the system. So what happens is when a user connects his wallet from MetaMask to Scallop bridge, it will check the wallet for whitelist, whether it's whitelisted or not, and we use chain analysis, elliptic as well inside the system. What happens here is it will check the address up to 100 wallets in the backside for dark web connections, CTF, it got any kind of AML marks, any single hit, the transaction will be rejected. Once the wallet is cleared of all the AML checks, then only the user can move the funds from Scallop, Ethereum wallet, Ethereum chain to the Scallop chain on the MetaMask. And to do all these activities inside the Scallop chain, to do the KYC, to do the AML, we use our great partner SumSub to do all these transactions, and we use them to collect the data, and then we feed into the consensus mechanism where we will feed the data into the system and we store it. And we also share the information with the chain analysis, other partners, where we can, they know the addresses on chain analysis, and we can aggregate them saying that these addresses belong to this user. It's kind of a data refinement, which can be used in the future for more security and for more things. And also, this is how it looks like. As I told you, on Scallop chain, people can log into the Scallop faucet, and then they can download the tokens, and then we have the whitelist. This is how whitelist will happen, and that's the bridge where users can move their tokens from Ethereum, Binance, or Polygon, or other EVM-compatible blockchains to Scallop chain. And this is a quick demo how it will happen. Users can download Scallop wallet, and it will ask them to do all the details. And we have a two-factor authentication as well. Users have to fill the details. Once it is passed, we are using SumSub to verify the data. Once the data is verified, we do facial verifications, KYC, PEPs, sanctions, and everything. We do dynamic checks as well. And once it is all passed, user will get an option saying that congratulations, you have passed, and then he will get a wallet address, and the wallet address happened to have an IBAN on it. We are the first ever project to create a regulated blockchain on which we are offering banking services directly on a blockchain. This is how it looks like. What you're seeing is a crypto wallet on a Scallop chain where user got wallet along with an IBAN number. And this is what it is we are providing to the next system. And how it works is, this is the next level. For example, exchanges we're talking about. We're talking about custodians. We're talking about on-ramp, off-ramp people. They can use Scallop. They can integrate Scallop SDK services, and they can provide banking services directly on the chain to their users. Like custodians, like let's take Fireblocks, Copper, they're the fiat custody. To provide, they're the crypto custody. To provide fiat services, they have partnered with ClearJunction, Siglet, and then we have like BCB here as well. So these guys are partnering with the banks to provide banking services, but they can also add Scallop chain, and they can provide fiat custody on the chain to their customers as well. And the way it works is like this. Let's say, let's take an example of a KuCoin. By integrating Scallop chain, on the top left side, you can see a USDT, how it looks like. When you click on a USDT, you will see usually in the deposit on the right side, Omni, ERC, TRX, your deposit address. Because Scallop token is an e-money token right now, when they click on the pound and euro on the right side, they can see Scallop chain, and they got an IBAN, and they got the OX address right over there. So institutions like exchanges, on-rampers, custodians, they don't have to partner with banks anymore. They can add Scallop chain to their ecosystem, and if the users pass KYC AML already, they can access Scallop chain services, which are banking services, directly in their ecosystem. And this makes them not to go through any kind of stringent regulations. By partnering with us, we will take care of the regulations. We will take care of issuing all the banking services to their users. And of course, how we are doing? Coming to the licenses, we are EMD in UK, we are EMD in Europe, we also have a crypto license from Estonia, and we are a full MSB license holder in Canada, and we are the 5th company to have the VARA license in Dubai as well. And we are in process of getting our global blockchain, first ever blockchain license from Anguilla, and we are almost halfway through our international banking license, which allows Scallop to provide global IBANs to worldwide customers on a blockchain in a regulated ecosystem. That's very much about us, and I want to give you a bit of information on how this will be used in different areas. I have 8 minutes. So when you're seeing here, when a user do the onboarding process, in the end of the process, we have seen there is a wallet with an IBAN number. So let us see what happens if a user send 50 euros to this IBAN number. When a user sends 50 euros to this IBAN on the blockchain, what happens is once the blockchain receives the 50 euros, it mint 50 e-money tokens right away. And Scallop is the first project created e-money tokens on an ecosystem as per MiCA rules of 2023, which is coming in next year. Well, thanks to a few lobbying in the crypto, MiCA eliminated non-euro stablecoin rules this year, but it's it's coming very, very soon that every stablecoin coming must have hard-pegged 1:1 with respect to the real assets. Now we have USDT, 75%, it is not accepted anymore. And to have this hard peg, what happens here is when a user sends £100, the £100 will be converted immediately as e-money tokens, and they are deposited in the user. Now, user can send these 100 e-money tokens on-chain from OX to his friend or a client or anybody on the other OX. The real funds move from his IBAN to that user IBAN as well. So they're hard-pegged 1:1 as per MiCA rules, and also they are backed by a bank account in the back, and the funds are fully secured as well. And this is how these e-money tokens will change the way we are using. Users can settle instantaneously all the funds, and these exchanges can add Scallop chain to their ecosystem and support fiat instantaneously. And even we are a layer 1, we are coming as a layer 2 to existing blockchains like Ethereum. We're talking with some other partners like Bobo Network, Moonbeam, where by adding Scallop APIs, users can comply and get regulated and can provide financial services. I will give you another example. Let's take the travel rule. Travel rule is already implemented in Canada, Singapore, Dubai. It's coming very soon in Europe as well as per MiCA regulations. So what is travel rule is when somebody is sending crypto from their wallet to a different wallet, they have to tell to whom they are sending. I can say I'm sending 100 USDT to Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck, but they don't ask you who they are. But very soon they will be asked you to say, submit some proofs or documentation. By having a very detailed data of the username, the user data, and everything, by adding Scallop API into the ecosystem, for example, tomorrow, I say KuCoin can add Scallop API, and then whenever a user sending 100 USDT to an external wallet, they can say, oh, I'm sending it to Mickey Mouse. Our API will tell them, hey, that's not matched. And they can change the name. They have to change the name. And that makes them travel compliant as well. So by building on Scallop, you are working as, you are complying with regulations, and we help you to become regulations, and then you can provide a lot of financial services as well. And not just that, how many projects in crypto right now have crypto licenses? Very, very few. Because they build on Ethereum, they build on Binance, they build on Polygon, they build on other blockchains. But building on Scallop, because we do full-fledged KYB, we do KYC, we do all the checks, we help them to have a compliance policy, AML policy. They can share Scallop global DLT license. They can go out and say that, hey, we have a crypto license to provide blockchain services on Scallop chain because we are sharing their license. That makes them to be regulated, that makes them to be compliant, and that makes them to be travel compliant as well. So we are here building a regulated infrastructure, which helps businesses. When regulation comes in place in 1 year, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to comply, but by adding Scallop APIs, you can become a regulated institution as well, and then you can provide regulated services. When we have a regulated ecosystem, it opens a new door to provide lots of services on it, like you can do REITs, you can do shares, you can access financial services. If somebody wants to build a prepaid card for their own token by adding Scallop APIs, now you can issue a wallet, you can issue an IBAN to a user, you can issue a card, and then you can also have your own token listed over there, and they can swap it, they can sell it, and then they can use the card. You can build a neobank on Ethereum. You want to build a neobank for, let's say, Aave tokens or compound tokens, you can build a neobank just leveraging on Scallop chain. Because we are EVM compatible, even we are layer 1, we are becoming as a layer 2 to all the users. So that's very much about us. And so we are officially launching Scallop Chain Testnet today. It's available on scallopx.com and scallopchain.com. Please go ahead and then have a look at it. Please download our Scallop wallet. It's a testnet. It will take you through KYC, AML checks. Please use it, and then you will get the wallets from Faucet, as I showed you before. You can get I can't go. Yeah, you can from the Faucet. You can get test Scallop tokens. You can get test euros. You can get test pounds. You can get test dollars, and you can move them around. You can have a play, and then we will be launching DevNet next year. Our technology is under audit right now. We are speaking with several big people. Once the audit passes, then we will launch the DevNet, and you can use Scallop chain services. And along with this, thank you very much for the opportunity, guys, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Thank you very much.